Today we're going to look at Google Earth and do a quick overview about how it looks and how to navigate around it. So right now, open up your Google Earth page, and when you do so, it should look something like this. The first thing we're going to look at is up here in the top right corner, and this is our navigation tools. This is how we move around, rotate, zoom in and out. If you do not see this, go up to View, and then highlight Show Navigation, and it should be clicked on automatically. That way it will automatically come up when you turn it on. Yours, if you don't see it, is probably on Never. So go ahead and turn on automatically, and then it will appear. Down the bottom here we have our slider tool. This zooms in and out, and you can do this in a few ways. You can click on the plus to zoom in and the minus to zoom out, or you can click on the slider itself and zoom in and out as well. Another way to zoom in is that you can just double click on an area, and when you do that, it'll zoom in for you. And you can also, if you're using a mouse, use your slider, your scroll wheel, to roll it forward and roll it backwards. So that's a couple of ways to zoom in and out. As we look up here to these arrows, you're going to notice when you use them that when you click on them, they'll rotate north, south, east, and west. And then when you get to the top one, it moves your Earth itself north, south, east, and west. And you can see up here this N. This is your north arrow, so you can orientate yourself where north is. If you get confused, you can just always turn it up, and it might be a little easier to see. Moving over to our sidebar over here, you have a series of titles here with things you can do with each of them. First thing is, if you do not see this, go to View and then click on Sidebar, because as you saw there, I just turned it off. Now I turned it on. The first thing we're going to look at in the sidebar is the search window, and this is a way to go to certain places, to fly to certain places. So you can type in specific addresses, you can type in names of landmarks, you can type in the name of a city, the name of a country. It all depends what Google Earth recognizes, and I want you to practice with that a little bit and type in certain things. Type in the name of a city, type in an address, type in a landmark. The more specific you are, the better it will be, because if you type in something just like Washington, it might recognize it as Washington State or Washington, D.C. We're not sure. So the more information you have and the clearer you can be, probably the better it is. Try out a few of those and see how that works. Going down to places, as we start locating and place marking and highlighting certain places and recording them, these will start appearing here. This is your personal storage for places that you identify and highlight. We'll actually get back to this part later, and this will fill up as you start using Google Earth. Going down to the bottom, we have the layers, and down here there's a lot of different layers you can use. As you can see here, right now I have borders and labels checked on. So as you can see, when I turn it off, my borders disappear. When I turn on, the borders reappear, and the labels mean certain things are labeled. So I'm going to zoom in a little, and you can see that my state borders appear. Now names of states appear, names of some cities appear, and some specific locations like lakes. Okay, so that's borders and labels. As you look at these arrows, some are black and some are white. If you click the black, that means it's going to close it. So if it's white, it means there's more underneath there. So when you click this, there's more open, there's more to open under here. And if you open all of these up, there are many, many, many layers that you can look at. There are things such as photographs that you can see of specific places, water bodies. Moving down, you can turn on the 3D layers building, where you can see cities in a three-dimensional form. There's a weather layer and a lot more. What I want you to do today is, in the page I assigned in your notebook, I want you to turn on 5 different layers, and I want you to write down what each layer shows in a sentence. You know, sum it up in a sentence, what each layer shows you. And then I want you to play around a little, going to the search box, flying to different places, using the move around tools and the zooming in and zooming out. Get familiar with it, and we'll talk about this tomorrow.